Can Errol Spence Jr. outbox Terence Crawford whenever they meet in the ring? Meaning, will Errol Spence outbox him to a 12-round unanimous decision? Is it possible? Let's talk about it. What's going on? What's going on, y'all? This your boy Get a Mic. Much love, peace, blessings to everybody checking into the channel. I want to talk about this subject, man. We know some years ago, Errol Spence Jr. was getting ready to fight Mikey Garcia, moving up in weight to 147 pounds. And he made it very, very clear that he was going to try to show his boxing skill against Mikey Garcia. Everyone was saying that Mikey Garcia was the better boxer. Although he was smaller, moving up in weight, he was going to use his boxing superiority. I don't even know if that's a word, but he was going to use his superior boxing skills against Errol Spence Jr. And we see how that turned out. Now, probably like around that time, I made a video. I don't know if you guys remember Errol Spence Jr. and a big misconception. And in that video, I basically went in detail about how a lot of people out here, and they probably still do. I mean, I know in his last fight, he made a little mistake here and there. But at the end of the day, he was coming off of a car accident and a detached retina. But I made the video basically breaking down the fact of how Errol Spence Jr., unlike a lot of people can probably see, the guy does have boxing ability. He does have some pretty good boxing skills, man. And he showed that in multiple fights, whether it was with Lamont Peterson, whether it was even back when he fought Chris Van Herden and Phil LaGreco and all of those guys before he really started blowing up. He showed some pretty good boxing skill versus Ugas as well. So is it possible that going up against Terence Crawford, somebody who obviously everybody knows is very, very creative when it comes to his boxing skill, depending on which style he chooses to fight, whether it's southpaw, whether it's orthodox, he's going to have a little bit different wrinkle to his game. But is it possible, man, that Errol Spence Jr. comes into this fight understanding that everybody believes Terence Crawford is the better boxer, and he comes in here and outboxes the shoes off of Terence Crawford, man? Could that be a situation? And I'm gonna go ahead and come out on a limb and say that I believe that it's possible. I really believe it's possible. I think Errol Spence Jr. has what it takes. I think he has the ring IQ. I think he does have, and he showed that he does and can move his head from time to time. I know a lot of people don't think he moves his head enough, but he's shown to have that type of boxing ability. He did come up fighting in different gyms. I think he came up fighting in the Mexican gym. So we know he can fight on the inside. He can fight on the outside. He has a really good jab. Will he be able to do any of these things and implement some of that boxing ability versus the Terence Crawford? A lot of people think that he's going to come forward. He's going to, try to Terence Crawford into a brawl and try to win it on the inside and beat him, with the in the phone booth type of fight. That's very well possible. He probably could do something like that, but it's also very possible that he plays it smart. Him and Derek James, they're very, very smart. They they do their thing inside the gym when it comes down to perfecting what type of fight they're gonna put together, watching film, all of those things like that. And it's very possible that they try to come in here and play it smart and not give Terence Crawford that opportunity to land a big shot. They may not, try to give him an opportunity to bait them into any type of counter shot that can really hurt Errol Spence. They might just decide to come into this fight and really try to outbox Terence Crawford, move around the ring, keep him back with the jab. It's very, very possible, man. And I seen somebody in the comment section drop that in there and they kind of threw a comment in there about Errol Spence outboxing Terence Crawford. And I thought, you know what? We talked about this a few years ago when he was about to fight Mikey Garcia, and then he came out. Sure enough, Mikey Garcia didn't win a single round in that fight. So we know Terence Crawford is much more superior than Mikey Garcia. We understand these things, but it is some similarities when you start talking about guys that's a better boxer or more skilled than Errol Spence Jr., a lot of times the brother like to come out and prove people wrong and show people that he knows how to box. You know, we know he's knocked guys out with accumulation of shots. We know Errol Spence has got in there and was losing early on and just kept the relentless pressure and kept the jab going and able to break his opponents down to the body. We've seen these things in the past to where Errol Spence Jr. was just too much and these guys just was not willing to go into deep water with him. But when it comes down to, you know, the fact that Errol Spence actually can box and he does have the ability to showcase different skill sets in the ring, will that be effective enough versus a Terence Crawford, somebody who's very, very good at what he do, very good boxer, got power in both hands, very, very tricky. He's very mean in the ring, if that makes any sense. Terence Crawford is very mean. He's going to try to beat you up. He's going to try to see different ways how he can counterpunch you and how he can move around you and make you look stupid and beat you up. So we know Terence Crawford has all those attributes to make it tough on any fighter. But we know also that Errol Spence Jr. has a really good trainer. And Errol Spence Jr. is a very coachable fighter. And he's also able to get in there and do whatever it takes to win a fight. That's whether it's, you know, putting pressure on you or it's moving around and establishing his boxing ability in the ring and moving around and sticking the jab and he can move his head when he wants to at times too, man. So we know Terence Crawford, like I said before, has every ability to win in any fight he's ever in. That's why a lot of people do say that this is a 50-50 fight. But I will say this, it's very, very, very possible that Errol Spence Jr. could come in here and win this fight without a knockout and really, really go in there and actually win it on the cards, especially how we know Terence Crawford is a little bit slow to start the fight. You know what I mean? He's going to try to get in there and really, really feel out his opponent to see what he's gonna do, and then he starts making his move. But we know Errol Spence has the ability to do all of those things: box, move around, and also just get better as the fight goes on, man. He's able to really, really put the pressure on and really beat guys up going into the later rounds to the point where they just really can't, you know, sustain it. You know what I mean? They really can't sustain that type of a whooping, man. And it's just so many different things that this young champion can do. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to propose that question to you guys. Do you guys think it's very, very possible, especially to the Errol Spence fans? I know a lot of Terence Crawford followers and believers are going to say, hell no, it just can't happen. He don't have enough. Terence Crawford is just light years ahead of him in the boxing category. But just wanted to propose this question. Is it remotely possible that Errol Spence comes in here and wins on the cards and does it in spectacular fashion, man? Drop your thoughts down in the comment section. Really appreciate everybody for checking into the video. This your boy Get a Mic. Much love, peace, blessings to everybody checking in, whether you're an Errol Spence fan, whether you're a Terence Crawford fan. I got love for all the brothers and sisters out there, man. And that's all I got for this video. Peace.